Hi, Mason Marsh here. I have a quick tip. I woke up this morning and realized it's back to daylight savings time. And if you're like me, you've got an iPhone that you use as your bedside clock and your watch and all of that. It's a smartphone, so it automatically changes the time. But of course, all of the other clocks in our life are dumb, and we need to go ahead and change them manually. And that includes our cameras. And so I wanted to just talk real quickly about how you can adjust the times in your cameras and make sure they're all set to the right time. Now, if you're like me, you use Lightroom and you want all your photos to, I use Lightroom to catalog all my photos, and all my photos are kept in Lightroom in chronological order. So if I have a camera that's off by an hour, my photos can get really mixed up. And so one of the things I want to make sure of is that I've got all four of my cameras here. I'm going to go through and make sure all four of them are set to the proper time. Now, according to my phone, it's 4 o'clock on Sunday, the first day of daylight savings time here in 2015. And I'm looking at my computer screens, and they're all set to 4:03. And so I've got my Canon. We'll start with my Canon 5D Mark III. And you'll notice that the date settings is under the wrench tool if you're a Canon user. If you're a Nikon user, you'll have to find it. I don't have a Nikon, so I have no idea. But if you look under the wrench tool, second menu in, right on down there, you'll see date, time, and zone. And go ahead and click that. And I want to confirm the date. It's always a good time to do that. It's March 8th of 2015. And according to my camera, it's 3:03 or 15:03. So I'm going to go ahead and change that right now to 16:03. 47. I want to confirm that that is the correct time and that I'm in the right time zone, and I'm in the west coast of the United States, so it's Los Angeles time, and click OK. And so that one is set. So the 5D Mark II is done. Now we'll do the 7D Mark II. And same deal with Canon 3/8/2015, and now it's 16:04, still correct. Time zone Los Angeles. And so here's the other thing with the Canons that is important. Next to the time zone, you'll see there's a little sunshine symbol, and it'll say off or on. We are now on daylight savings time. So in the spring, we go on daylight savings time, and in the fall, we fall off of it. So make sure that the little sun is lit up as a sun symbol and not a sun symbol with the word off on it. And then click OK, and we're good to go there. So I just realized something, not good to go. On the 7D, as soon as I clicked that little off, the sun symbol off, it went ahead and made the adjustment again. So I'm going back and readjusting the time back to 16:04, which is military time for 4:04 p.m. Good. All right. 7D Mark II is done, and now I've got the Fuji X-T1. Its menu for the time setting is in the blue section of the menus, so you have to scroll over and down to the blue menus. You probably know how to do that if you format your card. It's in the same page of menu settings. And for this one, you just simply have to dial up the time to 4:02. Off by a couple minutes. We're going to make that 4:06 now. And now we are set on the Fuji X-T1. And last but not least is the Fuji X100S, which it's been so long since I've set the set the time on this. It probably still is on daylight savings time. I was pretty bad last fall about changing the time on my cameras, and several of them were off. This one is now is correct. So 4:06. I'll turn that down. All right. So that's all it takes. 4 cameras. Boom, 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 boom. Done. So let's say you forget. Let's say you blow it and you go out and shoot a whole bunch of shots at the old time. No big deal. Real easy to fix in Lightroom. So if you'll go with me over to Lightroom here, I'll show you how to do that. So here we are in Lightroom, and I've got a bunch of photos open. I'm in the library module, and all I have to do is select the photos that are incorrectly timed. So you can just click on the first one in your group and scroll down and find the last one in your group, and however far down that is, and click on it. And then go up under metadata and drill down to edit capture time. Click on that, and this little window is going to pop up, and it's going to say modify the capture time stored in the selected photos by entering the correct time adjustment for the photo display to the left. All right, so it's showing you a thumbnail of the photo that you're wanting to adjust, and you've selected multiple photos, but it's going to show you one photo of those. And you can adjust to a specific date and time, which is probably not necessary. What you probably just need to do is shift by a set number of hours, which is a time zone adjustment, or in this case, we're going to do a daylight savings time adjustment. So down here it says original time, corrected time, and all you have to do is go up or down the correct number of hours. So in this case, we're going to add an hour, right? So just +1 and then click change all, and it will adjust the capture time in your photo. And if you're like me, that is going to change the capture time in the metadata, but doesn't change the title. So what I do when I import my photos is I actually title the photos, MJM, which is my initials, and then the date of capture and the time of capture. And on import, it's that the file name is changed over to that. Unfortunately, if you go and do a metadata change after the fact in the catalog, it's not going to change the file name. And so my file names are still going to be an hour off. And I can actually go and do a file name correction if I want, but I'm not going to worry about it. The point here is that you can go back and do some time adjustments in Lightroom, and you could actually go back and change each of the file names if you so desired, but it would be a pretty time-consuming process, and I'm not one to worry about that so much. But a real quick tip for you, just make sure your cameras are set to the proper time and that daylight savings mode is turned on if you're a Canon user. I think Nikon has that as well. And then you're ready to go out and shoot. Enjoy daylight savings time for whatever that means. Have a good one. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.